These are all the animals which were there, the bird, the flowers, and the apple and the snake. They're all very symbolic, you know what apple represent, what snake represent. And I have made it in such a way, it's very contemporary. And here there's the food, fish, flowers, everything. Look at the Adam, he looks like he is really from that time. His features and the colors, everything. If you look carefully, everything vibrates. It gives you a feeling. If you look carefully, you'll feel inside you're entering the Garden of Eden yourself. Here I'm showing a couple from olden times. I go with the old world, say how people used to look like it, lady wearing a scarf and guy, older. They're about to hug each other. It's a very simple thing, but look at the background. It looks like a fantasy, a little ocean. They have a little balcony there outside. They're trying to hug. It's a very romantic painting. If you look, the girl is young and the man is a little bit older, because those were the things in olden days. An 18-year-old girl will marry a 40-year-old man or 45-year-old man. These were tradition, even in my part of the world, and even in the olden days. This is what used to happen. So I'm depicting the times. But see, again, look at the way I have done it. It's a very nighttime. You can see the moon, the flowers. If you look, the whole composition, it has its own beauty. Look carefully. Look at the women. Look at their emotions. Look at the man. And look at the lady. She's so emotional. They're about to hug each other, showing a lot of romance and love.
You capture a lot of feeling and emotion in your work.
That's what exactly I did. It should appeal you. It looks beautiful, and by looking at it, you go into deep, and you'll feel this is what I believe in my art. Older mom, she's sitting in the boat. Her youngest daughter, it's almost end of the day. They had a nice catch, and here they are. But look how I've done it. I mean, look at the composition. It's very innovative. I mean, this is how Picasso used to do it. If you look at his work, I mean, that was his style. He did like this. And, that's what I like to do. What I've shown in the background, you can see all three faiths. And here are the people going for the worship. It's in very abstract form. A horse rider, a mother carrying her baby, a little bridge, flowers. But look carefully at the composition, the colors, they're full. Now there are also mountains in the far. You can see the little mountains. But again, it's the color and the composition which makes the painting look beautiful. Now this is what I do in contemporary or abstract art, which a lot of artists do it. My style is totally different. Some of the figures, they were from the Spanish fan. And the background, we used to have, I don't know what you call those, all round like you have in Italy. And in the center, there's a big place all round surrounded by buildings. So this was my imagination. Can you imagine? I was 15, 16 years old.
Amazing.
By just listening to the stories, if somebody tells me a story, I'll just put it on my canvas.
You see it in your mind's eye? You see the story in your mind?
I see everywhere. I see beauty everywhere, in nature, in clouds. Everywhere I see a lot of things, and it inspires me. To me, everything is beautiful. I don't use the word ugly. Ugly doesn't exist. In every person, every individual has beauty. And to me, this is my philosophy. A lot of people believe in perfection. I don't. To me, imperfection is perfection, which makes it look good. If you look at my work, you'll not find the right proportion. The hand is bigger, the head is smaller. Now, still it looks beautiful. Why? Because if there are flaws and things are imperfect and they're put in the right way, they look beautiful. This is what I do. This is my very simple philosophy, and this is what I've been doing. So this I call it Spanish Fiesta. You see a cross because it was a hardcore Catholic country, Spain. Even now, they're very, very staunch Catholics. So this is what I have done it. In fact, the buildings on my right side and left side, I just had because they were. We used to live in a place called Karachi, in a small village. It used to be a small village. They call it fishing village, and there's some old building just in front of my building where we live. So I just got that idea, and on the left side there was something else. So I converted that into a church.
A church.
Yeah, I mean, see here. Here's a cross. There's a church over here. It's a ground thing. Surrounded, you find these things in Spain and in Italy. This was, I've never been to Spain, but I can, if you tell me, I'll paint it for you. So this is how I did this painting. And still this is one of my favorite works. You know, I cannot explain myself why this thing came out so beautiful. But I firmly believe that every individual, I believe in super intelligence. It works with every individual because human being is a very powerful being. They can do anything. And I believe that a super intelligence guides you, helps you, makes you creative. In fact, I stopped painting for almost 10, 12 years. I didn't do anything for that amount of time because I was busy with my work and job. I got married, I had kids and blah, blah, blah. But then again, in I think 1999 or year 2000, I started painting again, and then here you see everything. You know, I wouldn't stop. The way this lady is looking herself in the mirror, and the style, the way. I mean, it looks a little bit like old masters, but in a very contemporary, modern way. She's sitting in the bedroom. There's a little easel in the background where you can see a little painting on the easel. But that's very simple, extremely simple painting. There's not a whole lot to tell you about this thing. You know, there's no storytelling.
And
Emotions, look at her face. She's seeing herself, you know, and thinking, oh, how she looks like it. I think it looks like she's getting ready to go somewhere. And she's sitting, you know, she's not fully dressed. She's about to get dressed. And she's looking herself in the mirror. I start and my subjects come, okay. I said, now this is what I see. And when I throw the paints, I see different forms and figures. In my painting, I see animals, I see architecture, I see human figures, and then I develop my painting. This is how I develop, you know, I'll do, and then different colors will come, and then the background. I'll add some animals, some architecture in the background because beautiful architecture has its own beauty. What we see every day in life, we see outside building, we see nature, which is trees, flowers, and we see animals, mostly horses. If you're living in the rural area, you'll see chickens, pigs, a lot of other sweet animals, you know. And I have always been fascinated by, the farmers, the old way, the way they live, their lifestyle, very simple, very happy life. If I had a choice, I would be either a farmer or a fisherman and have a big family, become an old man with big white beard and, relax and have a lot of children, grandchildren, play with them, get up early, very peaceful, simple life, And then do some soul searching, go deep down and find out about yourself, who you are, where you came from, where you're going to go. I mean, this I always fantasize, so I do a lot of paintings. You'll see a lot of pictures about farmer's wife, or fisherman's wife, or something like that. This is what I do exactly. And here, I think we're going to use some more purple. Now, different brushes will have different effect on the painting. If I use this, you'll see how different it will look like. Make this hair, guy's hair, purple. And then later on I may change it maybe.
You have to be precise. You can't easily erase.
Yeah, but I have confidence in it. I can play around, change the things. So, see, I have control, I control them. They don't control me. So I'm the boss. I can do a lot of different things if I want to.
Now, where does the idea for this particular work of art come from?
This one, this painting?
Yes.
Well, it's just, I do a lot of romantic pictures, like I call them lovers or love, or, it's everywhere. You're young, you're old. I mean, it never dies in you. There you go.
Well, it is beautiful, and it was done so fast. I had no idea you can create so quickly.
Well, you reach a stage when you're so fast, and when you do that fast, you can feel the energy in the painting. I'm not like the slow artist who's sitting down and doing like this and this, and then go to bed and get up again, You develop your own style, and if you look from far, it has its own beauty.
It does. I'm amazed.
And this will further develop, I'll sit down and I'll add some architecture and maybe a few beautiful horses or some other lovers falling from the sky. I use a lot of things just hanging out in the sky. See, this is another thing I show you, my secret technique. See how the colors fell down like this rain here.
Yeah.
So they will develop, the background is light and I'm going to add the things later on, the way it should be. It's a very light background. Purple and yellow and orange, if you use those, they will vibrate. So I've not added anything, but just look at these lovers. You can feel it, they are somewhere in a very unusual place. They're all by themselves, a little sunshine. It's very unusual. When I'm painting, here I see a human face. I didn't do it on purpose, but it came out. Here, look at face.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just make that human face into a beautiful angel holding some flowers,
There's a face pointed down.
Towards them.
A beautiful face.
They're watching them and the atmosphere, the gold, the orange, the yellow, all this,
There's a face looking down.
Yeah. Here, you can see the little architecture we can give here. You see the little background, there's some houses over there. This is just a basic. Slowly and gradually it will go into finishing. You'll see these counters, little bit contours, they'll be more clear and vivid. Sometimes they'll show up, then they disappear, which will give you three-dimensional effect.
Beautiful. It's vivid, it's rich.
Yeah.
And I'm intrigued by that face at the top, looking down. It's like an angel.
Angel, yeah, an angel watching them, See, I've done this, but I'm also amazed how I did this. I don't know. If you ask me a question, I say, Bob, I don't know. I don't know.
It's a gift.
Yeah.